Maya Johnson stepped into the luxurious boutique, her heart racing with excitement. The sun streamed through the floor-to-ceiling windows, illuminating racks of designer clothing that seemed to shimmer under the bright lights. She had always dreamed of this moment, walking into a high-end fashion store, a world far removed from her everyday life. Dressed in a tailored navy blazer and elegant trousers, Maya felt confident, yet a knot of apprehension twisted in her stomach. As she wandered through the store, the air buzzed with hushed conversations among the staff. Maya couldn't help but notice the way their eyes darted toward her, whispers trailing behind her like a shadow. She had encountered this level of scrutiny before, but never in a place like this. The opulence of the boutique contrasted sharply with the judgment she felt. "Just keep walking," she murmured to herself, forcing a smile as she picked up a stunning red dress that hung gracefully on the rack. "Can I help you with something?" A voice pierced through her thoughts, and Maya turned to face a sales associate, Lily, who stood before her with a mixture of disinterest and barely concealed disdain. Lily, with her perfectly coiffed hair and designer name tag gleaming against her crisp white blouse, looked at Maya as if she were an unwelcome intruder. Maya swallowed hard, determined to rise above the condescension. "Yes, I'm interested in this dress," she replied, her voice steady, despite the bubbling anger within her. "Do you have it in a size 6? Lily raised an eyebrow, clearly skeptical. "Oh, I'm not sure if you can afford something like that," she said, glancing past Maya to a wealthy-looking white customer who had just entered the store. "Let me check for you." With that, Lily turned on her heel, leaving Maya feeling both insulted and invisible. Maya's cheeks flushed with a mix of embarrassment and indignation. She had come to explore her passion for fashion, not to be dismissed based on her appearance. Observing the rich fabrics and intricate designs around her, she felt a surge of determination. "I can afford this," she thought fiercely, her mind racing with the unfairness of it all. As Lily continued to assist the other customer, Maya took a step back, feeling the walls of the boutique closing in on her. "I don't need this," she whispered, her voice barely audible. The excitement she had felt upon entering the store had evaporated, replaced by a burning sense of injustice. The moment felt like both a defeat and a catalyst. As she turned to leave, she caught a glimpse of her reflection in a nearby mirror. The image staring back at her was of a woman with ambition written all over her face. She squared her shoulders, vowing that this would not define her. "I will prove them wrong," she thought, clenching her fists at her sides. "Excuse me, can I help you?" Lily called out, her tone now tinged with annoyance as Maya headed for the exit. Maya halted, her heart pounding in her chest. "No, thank you," she replied coolly, her voice steady. "I'll be back. You'll see." With that, she pushed through the glass doors, stepping out into the bustling streets of New York City, the sounds of honking cars and chattering pedestrians enveloping her like a comforting blanket. As she walked away from the boutique, the city's energy surrounded her, igniting a fire within. "I will own my story," she vowed aloud, her voice resolute against the backdrop of the busy street. "And I will return to this place, not as a customer, but as the owner." The determination coursed through her veins, a promise to herself that she would rise above the judgment she faced today. Maya took a deep breath, the crisp air filling her lungs, dispelling the hurt and anger she felt moments before. She had a plan, a dream that was waiting to be realized. With each step, she felt lighter, more empowered. She was ready to turn her pain into purpose, and nothing would stop her from achieving her goals. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting a warm glow over the city, Maya walked on, her heart set on a future that she would create for herself. Maya Johnson sat at her desk in the sleek, glass-walled office, the city skyline sprawling behind her, a view that once felt like a distant dream. Now, it was a daily reminder of her resilience. With her laptop open, she meticulously crafted marketing strategies for the luxury fashion brand she worked for. Each campaign was a lesson in understanding the intricacies of an industry that had, not long ago, shut her out. Determination coursed through her as she immersed herself in the world of marketing, honing her skills with a fervor that left no room for self-doubt. "Hey, Maya," "You got a minute?" called Jamal, her colleague, as he leaned against the doorframe, his arms crossed casually. His easy demeanor provided a stark contrast to the tension she often felt in this high-stakes environment. "Of course. What's up?" Maya replied, looking up from her screen, her focus shifting momentarily from the numbers and charts that had consumed her. "I just wanted your input on this campaign proposal for the new collection. I think your insights into social media engagement could really enhance it," he said, stepping into her office, a hint of admiration in his tone. "Sure, let's take a look," she said, her heart swelling with pride at being recognized for her contributions. As they discussed the proposal, Maya felt the weight of her aspirations driving her forward. She envisioned a future where she would be the one calling the shots, the one whose vision would dictate the direction of a brand. Each passing day, she felt more prepared to realize her dream of owning a boutique, a dream that had only intensified since her painful experience at the luxury store. As the weeks rolled by, flashbacks of her childhood surfaced in her mind. She remembered the cramped apartment she grew up in, the faded wallpaper peeling at the corners. Her grandmother's voice echoed through the years, filled with wisdom and strength. "Maya, life will throw challenges your way, but you must rise above them. You are capable of so much more than they will ever see." Her grandmother had faced her own battles, raising Maya and her siblings with unwavering love and fierce determination. Those lessons of resilience became the bedrock of Maya's identity. She could almost hear her grandmother's laughter, encouraging her to keep pushing forward, no matter the obstacles. One evening, as she sifted through her memories, an idea sparked in her mind. "Why not start my own business?" she thought, excitement bubbling within her. She had always loved crafting accessories, necklaces, bracelets, and earrings that reflected her unique style. With a few sketches and a bit of research, she began to bring her vision to life. As she set up her online store, Maya poured her heart into every piece she created. Late nights were spent at her kitchen table, surrounded by beads, threads, and tools, as she meticulously crafted each accessory. With each creation, her confidence grew. She shared her designs on social media, where they began to attract attention. "Look at this beauty," one follower commented on a vibrant beaded necklace. "I need this in my life." "Thank you. I'm so glad you like it," Maya replied, her heart racing with excitement. The positive feedback fueled her ambition, and soon, orders started trickling in. The side hustle that started as a dream was slowly morphing into a tangible reality. "Maya, you should consider expanding your collection," Jamal suggested one day during lunch. They sat together in the break room, the aroma of coffee and pastries filling the air. "You have a unique style that people are responding to. Don't underestimate what you can do." "You really think so?" Maya asked, her eyes shining with hope. "I'm starting to feel like this could actually go somewhere." "Absolutely. You have the talent and determination. Just stay focused and keep pushing forward." "I'm rooting for you," he said, offering her a supportive smile. With newfound motivation, Maya dedicated herself to her side hustle, balancing her full-time job and her growing business. Her nights were filled with creativity, and her days were packed with meetings and brainstorming sessions. The challenges were many, but her grandmother's voice remained a steady reminder of her strength. She would not let the past define her. Instead, she would use it as fuel to forge her future. As Maya transformed her passion into an enterprise, she felt a sense of empowerment blossoming within her. Each sale, each compliment, each word of encouragement was a step closer to the life she envisioned. She was not just a marketing executive. She was becoming a force to be reckoned with in the world of fashion. The journey had just begun, but Maya was ready to embrace every twist and turn that lay ahead. Maya Johnson sat at her small desk in her cozy apartment, the soft glow of her laptop illuminating her determined expression. The success of her online accessory business filled her with pride, but she knew that networking was crucial for growth. She had spent countless hours researching and reaching out to fellow entrepreneurs, and today was her chance to join a local business seminar focused on the fashion industry. As she walked into the venue, the buzz of conversation surrounded her, a cacophony of excitement and ambition. She spotted several familiar faces from her online community and approached a group that included Tarek, a savvy fashion entrepreneur known for his innovative designs. "Maya, you made it," Tarek exclaimed, his warm smile a beacon of encouragement. "Absolutely. I wouldn't miss it. I can't wait to learn from everyone," she replied, her voice brimming with enthusiasm. Maya felt a rush of energy as she engaged with various entrepreneurs, exchanging ideas and insights that ignited her passion even further. Later, after a panel discussion on branding strategies, Maya cornered one of the speakers, a successful brand consultant named Dr. Elaine Foster. "Dr. Foster, I'm Maya Johnson. I'm trying to expand my accessory line, and I could really use some guidance on branding," she said, her eyes gleaming with determination. Dr. Foster studied Maya for a moment, her brow slightly raised. "What's your vision, Maya?" "I want my brand to empower women of color, to reflect their strength and beauty," Maya explained, her heart racing with the importance of her mission. "Then you need to ensure that your branding speaks to that vision. Authenticity is key," Dr. Foster advised, her tone serious yet encouraging. "Make sure your story resonates with your audience. That's what will set you apart." Maya nodded, soaking in every word. She felt a renewed sense of purpose as she left the seminar, her mind buzzing with ideas. However, as she sat down to apply for a business loan the next day, her excitement quickly turned to frustration. The bank's office was sterile and intimidating, and the banker, a middle-aged man with a skeptical gaze, barely looked up from his computer as he reviewed her application. "So, you're asking for a sizable loan for an online business?" he asked, his tone dripping with doubt. "Yes, I have a growing online accessory line, and I believe with this funding, I can open a physical store," Maya replied, trying to keep her voice steady. "Right, but you're aware that the fashion business is quite saturated, especially for someone without a significant track record?" he countered, raising an eyebrow. Maya's heart sank. "I understand that, but I have a solid plan and a growing customer base. I just need the chance to prove myself." He leaned back in his chair, arms crossed. "I'll need to see more data. It's a tough market for women-owned startups, especially in luxury goods. You'll need to convince me that you can stand out." Maya left the bank feeling defeated, the weight of systemic bias heavy on her shoulders. She knew that her race played a role in the banker's hesitance, and it ignited a fire within her. She couldn't let the skepticism ruin her dreams. Instead, she turned to social media, crafting a heartfelt post about her journey and the challenges she faced as a Black woman in business. "Support means everything," she typed, her fingers flying over the keyboard. "I'm launching a crowdfunding campaign to help take my vision to the next level. If you believe in empowerment and diversity in fashion, please consider supporting my dream." She shared her story, her struggles, and her aspirations, encouraging her followers to help spread the word. Within days, the post went viral. Messages of support flooded in, and donations began to trickle into her crowdfunding campaign. Maya felt a rush of hope as she watched the numbers climb, each contribution a testament to the power of community. She realized that she wasn't alone in her fight. Others believed in her vision as much as she did. "Look at this, Maya," her best friend, Jamila, exclaimed one evening as they reviewed the campaign together. "You're gaining traction. This is amazing. Honestly, I can't believe it. I thought it would take longer to get noticed," Maya replied, her heart swelling with gratitude. "You're inspiring people. Just keep pushing forward, and don't forget your mission," Jamila encouraged. As the campaign gained momentum, Maya felt invigorated. She was no longer just a woman rejected by a luxury store. She was a force to be reckoned with, determined to reclaim her narrative and create a space for others like her in the fashion industry. With every passing day, her dream felt more attainable, and she was ready to fight for it. Maya stood outside her boutique, Maya's Elegance, taking in the vibrant atmosphere of the trendy neighborhood. The sun bathed the storefront in a warm glow, accentuating the elegant displays of her unique designs. She had worked tirelessly to get to this point, and as she unlocked the door, a sense of pride washed over her. The shop was a culmination of her dreams, a space that celebrated diversity and creativity in fashion. Inside, the boutique buzzed with life. Customers of all backgrounds browsed the carefully curated selection of clothing and accessories, their laughter and chatter filling the air. Maya moved around the store, engaging with her customers, each interaction fueling her passion. "This dress would look stunning on you," she exclaimed to a young woman holding a vibrant, flowing gown. The customer beamed, visibly thrilled by Maya's enthusiasm. As the day progressed, Maya reflected on the journey that had brought her here. Just a few months ago, she had been an unknown face in the industry, fighting against the odds to establish her vision. Now, with the support of her loyal customers and a growing online presence, Maya's elegance was quickly becoming a beloved destination. Later that week, Maya received an unexpected invitation to a prestigious fashion event, a gala that promised to be the talk of the town. She had heard whispers about the guest list, filled with influential figures in the fashion world. The thought of showcasing her designs in front of such a crowd was exhilarating yet intimidating. As she prepared for the event, Maya worked tirelessly to put together a collection that would leave a lasting impression. On the night of the event, Maya entered the grand venue, her heart racing with excitement. The atmosphere was electric, filled with laughter and the clinking of glasses. She spotted familiar faces in the crowd, designers and entrepreneurs she had met during her journey, all mingling and exchanging ideas. As she made her way through the crowd, she felt a surge of confidence. This was her moment to shine. "Is that Maya Johnson?" a voice whispered nearby. Maya turned to see a group of fashion insiders pointing her way. She smiled, knowing that her presence was being acknowledged. Stepping onto the makeshift runway, she showcased her collection, her designs flowing beautifully as she moved. The audience was captivated, and she could see heads nodding in approval. After her presentation, Maya was approached by a prominent fashion editor. "Your designs are fresh and innovative," the editor remarked, her eyes sparkling with interest. "I'd love to feature you in our next issue." Maya's heart soared at the thought of her work being recognized on such a grand scale. Meanwhile, across town, Lily was struggling with her own reality. The luxury store where she worked was facing declining sales, and the atmosphere among the staff was tense. Lily had witnessed firsthand the shift in customer preferences as more shoppers gravitated toward shops like Maya's. Sitting in the break room, she overheard her colleagues discussing the new wave of boutiques that were changing the landscape of fashion. "I heard Maya Johnson's store is packed every day," one associate said, bitterness lacing her tone. "How could she go from being turned away at our door to owning a successful boutique?" Lily felt a pang of regret. She remembered that day vividly, the way she had dismissed Maya without a second thought, assuming she didn't belong in that space. Now, as she watched the store struggle, the weight of her actions pressed heavily on her conscience. In the following weeks, the contrast between the two women's journeys became increasingly apparent. Maya continued to receive accolades and invitations to exclusive events, while Lily faced the repercussions of her past behavior within her own workplace. The buzz around Maya's success only amplified the challenges Lily encountered, leading her to reflect deeply on her choices and the biases that had clouded her judgment. As the days turned into weeks, the fashion world began to recognize not just Maya's talent, but the importance of inclusivity and representation. Her story resonated with many, inspiring others to challenge the status quo and redefine what it meant to succeed in an industry often riddled with prejudice. Maya's rise was not just about her success. It was about creating a space for others to thrive. She had become a beacon of hope, proving that resilience and determination could pave the way for change. And as she looked toward the future, she knew her journey was far from over. It was just the beginning. Maya Johnson stood before the polished glass doors of the luxury boutique, her heart racing with a mix of anxiety and determination. The charity gala was set to begin shortly, and she could hardly believe she had received an invitation to the very place that had once dismissed her. The memories of that fateful day flooded back, how she had felt invisible and underestimated, the whispers of the staff echoing in her ears. But today, she was a different woman. Today, she was the owner of a successful boutique that celebrated diversity and empowerment. As she entered, the atmosphere buzzed with laughter and clinking glasses. The store was adorned with extravagant decorations, and the scent of expensive perfume lingered in the air. Maya straightened her shoulders, reminding herself of the journey that had brought her here. She scanned the crowd, searching for familiar faces, but her gaze soon fell on Lily, the sales associate who had once treated her with disdain. Lily was standing near a display, chatting animatedly with another guest. Maya felt a wave of anger rise within her. She approached with purpose, her heels clicking sharply against the marble floor. When Lily noticed her, her smile faltered for a brief moment before she plastered on a polite expression. "Maya, it's been a while," Lily said, feigning surprise. Maya crossed her arms, a steely resolve in her voice. "You don't have to pretend you don't recognize me, Lily. I remember how you treated me when I first walked into this store." Lily's cheeks flushed, and she glanced around as if hoping someone would intervene. "I was just what?" Maya interrupted, her tone unwavering. "Just judging me based on my appearance? Assuming I couldn't afford a single item in this place? I'm here now, not as a customer, but as a businesswoman who has worked tirelessly to build my own brand." The tension hung in the air, thick and palpable. Lily shifted uncomfortably, opening and closing her mouth as if searching for the right words. I didn't know," she finally managed, her voice barely above a whisper. Maya leaned in slightly, her expression firm. "You didn't know? Or you didn't care? The fashion industry has a serious problem with inclusivity, and your actions are a reflection of that. I hope you've learned something from my success today." Before Lily could respond, the store owner, a distinguished-looking man with a well-groomed beard, approached them. "Is everything all right here?" he asked, eyeing the two women curiously. Maya seized the opportunity. "Actually, it's quite relevant that we're talking about inclusivity in fashion. I'm Maya Johnson, owner of Maya's Elegance, and I believe it's crucial for this industry to embrace diversity. The treatment I received here was a stark reminder of how far we have to go." The owner raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "Maya's Elegance? I've heard of your boutique. You're making quite a name for yourself. Tell me more." Maya felt a rush of adrenaline. "I started my business to create a space where everyone feels welcome and valued, regardless of their background. I've faced my share of challenges, but I believe that every customer deserves respect and acknowledgement. It's time for change in this industry, and I want to be part of that movement." As she spoke, she noticed the shift in the owner's demeanor. He seemed genuinely interested, nodding along as she articulated her vision. "We need more voices like yours in this industry," he said thoughtfully. "What do you propose?" Maya took a deep breath, her mind racing with ideas. "I propose we collaborate. Let's host events that spotlight emerging designers from diverse backgrounds. We can create a platform that not only showcases talent, but also educates others about the importance of inclusivity in fashion." The owner considered her words, a thoughtful expression crossing his face. "That's an interesting idea. I'd like to discuss this further." As the conversation flowed, Maya felt a sense of empowerment wash over her. She was no longer the woman who had walked into the boutique seeking validation. She was a force to be reckoned with. She glanced back at Lily, who now stood silently, reflecting on the encounter. Maya knew that this moment was just the beginning. She had confronted her past, faced her detractor, and turned a painful memory into an opportunity for growth, not just for herself, but for the entire fashion industry. As she continued to speak with the owner, she felt a renewed sense of purpose, ready to transform the narrative and pave the way for a more inclusive future. Just as Maya adjusted her clutch and prepared to leave the gala, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. A hushed excitement rippled through the crowd, and the murmurs grew louder as the event coordinator took to the stage. The lights dimmed, and a spotlight illuminated the microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen," the coordinator announced, "we have a very special announcement tonight. Due to financial mismanagement, this luxury store is officially being sold." Maya's heart raced, a mix of curiosity and anxiety coursing through her veins. She leaned closer, her ear attuned to every word. "We are thrilled to introduce the new owner, a woman whose journey has inspired many, Maya Johnson." The room erupted into applause, but Maya stood frozen, disbelief washing over her. She could hardly process what had just been said. A spotlight suddenly shone on her, and all eyes turned toward her. The applause intensified, but she could only manage a small, incredulous smile. As she walked toward the stage, memories of her past flooded her mind. The rejection, the determination, the late nights building her business from the ground up. "Thank you, everyone," Maya began, her voice steady despite the whirlwind of emotions inside her. "This moment is surreal for me. A few short years ago, I was just a woman who walked into this store, hoping to be treated with respect. Instead, I faced judgment and prejudice. There was a hush among the crowd as they listened intently. But those experiences fueled my fire," she continued, her passion igniting the room. "I turned my pain into purpose. I built a business that celebrates diversity, creativity, and empowerment. And now, I stand before you as the owner of this very establishment." Maya's gaze swept over the audience, landing on Lily, whose face had turned pale. The weight of Maya's words hung heavy in the air, and the room felt electric with a mix of admiration and guilt. "I believe that fashion should be inclusive. It should reflect the richness of our society, not just a narrow view of beauty. My vision for this store is to transform it into a space where everyone feels welcome, valued, and celebrated." As she spoke, Maya felt the tension dissipate. The crowd, once filled with skepticism, began to nod in agreement. "I want this store to showcase a diverse range of designers, emerging talents from every background. Together, we can create a community that uplifts and inspires." The applause that followed was thunderous, a powerful affirmation of her vision. Maya's heart swelled with pride and hope. She had not only reclaimed her narrative, but had also inspired those around her to rethink their perceptions. Just as the applause began to fade, the store's previous owner, who had been standing quietly in the background, stepped forward. "I want to take a moment to acknowledge what Maya has accomplished," he said, his voice heavy with sincerity. "It's easy to overlook the importance of inclusivity in our industry, but Maya is here to remind us all that we must do better." Turning to Maya, he added, "And as for you, Lily, I think we all know it's time to address past mistakes." The crowd murmured, and Maya felt a mix of satisfaction and justice. Lily's face flushed with embarrassment, her eyes darting around the room. I didn't mean to," she stammered, but the crowd was no longer interested in her excuses. "Maya has shown us what true leadership looks like," the owner continued. "Let this be a lesson to us all about the impact of our actions and the importance of fostering an inclusive environment." As the evening drew to a close, Maya looked around the room, her heart full. The journey she had embarked upon was not just about her success. It was about paving the way for others. She had transformed her pain into a powerful force for change. With each passing moment, she knew that her boutique would not only flourish but would also symbolize hope and resilience in the fashion industry. Maya had risen beyond the surface, and in doing so, she had opened doors for others to walk through, proving that perseverance and self-belief could indeed break barriers. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and watch this next story. It's really exciting.